Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over a red hot smoking sector, and that is the MJ space. Okay, so before we get into the video, I just want to disclose a position in Planet 13 Holdings. I have 150 shares at a cost basis of $4.29, and we're up a juicy 126%. And part of this rise was, well, based on two factors. One is the federal legalization of marijuana that's looming, and two is, of course, the infamous subreddit Wall Street Bets. Okay, so I like Planet 13, especially since they're based out of the States, and hopefully once federal legalization passes, they'll actually be able to trade on higher exchanges and be more well-known and be more well-traded. Okay, so this is a tiny company right now, but I think it'll do pretty well in the future. Okay, so let's get right into it. So again, let's go first with, of course, things that are going to help the MJ space grow, and one is definitely the legality of MJ use federally. And it's not approved federally, but it is legal in some states, determined by the blue. That's legal, that's fully legal, and the green is just legal for medical use, and some states it's illegal. Okay, so pretty interesting graph right here. So as we can see, still majority of states here do need to go full legalization or have room to go. Okay, and that will increase, of course, growth of these MJ stocks. And of course, U.S. House passes historic bill to legalize MJ at federal level, but Senate looms. But hopefully with, of course, a Biden presidency, it's one of his plans is to push federal MJ legalization. And another factor here is, of course, the group Wall Street Bets. And they've been taking a liking to MJ stocks as of late. Okay, so this is definitely part of the reason why there's been increased attention and increased investor confidence and just pouring money into these stocks in general. Okay, so those two factors, plus of course, people are just getting into trading in general, so they're tending to hike the price up of the market in general, especially these more speculative plays. So I'm going to go over some stocks that I like and some stocks that I don't really like in the MJ sector, and give you my opinion on some stocks that I'm looking to buy. Okay, so APHA, we're looking at the one-year chart. We can see a meteoric 318% rise in the stock price in 1 year, which is crazy. Okay, and I actually bought back in 2020 during the pandemic, and of course I should have held, but I didn't know, I wasn't expecting this huge move up. And actually, like APHA, one, it's decent market cap, but also because of course it's actually profitable and it has the lowest PE ratio out of the bunch that we're going to be looking at. So it has the 58 PE ratio right now, and I really, really like the fact that it's profitable. A lot of these other companies are losing a lot of money. Sure, they're growing and expanding quite a bit, but they've been hit hard by the pandemic. Of course, so has APHA, but it's managed to weather it pretty well, of course. And I just want to say that it's based in Ontario, so Leamington, Ontario, in Canada. And I just want to say outright that I would focus right now on MJ stocks that are in the States, because that's what's going to provide the most growth with federal legalization, because there's a lot of barriers for companies like APHA to produce and sell in the States. So I think the major tailwinds will be with MJ stocks that are already based in the US. Okay, that'll be easier for them to produce and sell there. Okay, so I know APHA definitely has some deals with US-based MJ manufacturers and companies, but again, I think it's just best to go straight for MJ stocks in the States, okay, of which Planet 13 is one of them. So next one is Aurora Cannabis, and right now it's trading at $16.69 with a 3.2 billion market cap, and we can see that it's not profitable. They actually had earnings per share of negative $32.45, so I would not touch this. So of course, it doesn't have a PE ratio if it's not profitable. And that's all I have to say about Aurora, and there are a couple of stocks that we're going to be looking at, so we're going to go quickly through these. Okay, next one is TLRY, and this one was, I believe, the one that was pumped up by these Reddit users. So we can see, from a year ago, it was trading around $16, then it came to around like $6 a share, and since then, at its peak, it was up by like close to 1,000%, and now a little bit back down to earth, but still 371% above its levels in October of 2020. Okay, so again, I necessarily wouldn't touch this stock. It's 4.14 billion market cap, and again, earnings per share was negative 4.13. So I wouldn't necessarily look into the stock too much, and I think there are better opportunities out there. Okay, the next one is Canopy Growth, and it has a really, really cool ticker symbol. If you ask me, trades actually on the Toronto Stock Exchange. The 1-year chart, it's up by just over 100%, and it's actually a 20 billion market cap. So definitely one of the bigger companies. And again, one that I kind of like, but still it has negative earnings, but it's growing quite a bit. So I expect it to have positive earnings going into 2021. Okay. But right now, I think my favorite so far is still APHA. The next one is Sundial Growers. It's actually down by quite a bit today. And this has definitely had a meteoric peak. Look at this 1-year chart. And this is common to most of these stocks, is like, even TLRY, for example, a huge spike up and then down a little bit back to reality as some people consolidate their gains. Okay, so on the year, Sundial Growers is up by 70%. And again, I would not invest in this one. And this article by the Motley Fool has it says it pretty blatantly. So a company with net revenue of 47 million during the first 9 months of last year and no realistic path to boost that number by a huge amount in the year future isn't worth 3.6 billion. Yeah, that's where Sundial's market cap stands, even after Thursday's decline. So right now, it stands at close to 3 billion. So it's saying that it has net revenue of around 37 million, which should not value this company at now 2.9 billion. So again, I'd wait for a correction before thinking of investing in Sundial. Okay, this is a stock that used to trade at like 18 cents. So you would have a significant gain if you even held until now, close to 1,000% gain from October. Okay, the next one is TRUL Cannabis, and I actually do really like this one because it trades on, again, the Canadian Ventures Exchange. So it's like an over-the-counter exchange, and this is a stock that, okay, we're going to compare some numbers here. One, I really like this stock, market cap of 7.5 billion, and I think this has room to grow exponentially if it starts trading on the Toronto Stock Exchange or even listed on the New York Stock Exchange, as they're planning on doing soon. Okay, so for example, this company, TRUL Cannabis, although it has quite a high P ratio, so I would wait for a dip. That's definitely what I'm waiting for. I already own one MJ stock, that's Planet 13, but this is the second one that I will buy in on any dip. Okay, so they have 59 cents of earnings per share in the trailing 12 months. Take a look at the volume number, 255,612 as their average volume. And then let's compare that to a similarly sized company, which is APHA, again, like around 7 billion. And their average volume is 19 million, okay? And we just looked at the number here, the average volume, 255,000. So like literally fractions of the amount that APHA trades, okay, in a single day. So what I mean here is that, these over-the-counter exchanges, a lot of times retail investors and even big institutional investors can't even invest in companies like TRUL if they're on the over-the-counter exchanges. So that's why, again, I invested in Planet 13 because it has sort of the similar deal. So what I'm saying is once it files and once it trades on either the New York Stock Exchange, the Toronto Stock Exchange, or both, then this will be a major driving factor as more people will have access to this on their, for example, Robinhood, Wealthsimple, etc. So I really like this company. I like how it's profitable. I mean, I would like to see a dip, and I will be buying a dip in TRUL Cannabis. Okay. And again, it's just a really, really good company. You can go ahead and look at this article here. It's talking about it launches its open cured resin products in Florida through strategic partnership with TRUL. So it's also getting in the sector in the States. Okay, so that's also what I really, really, really like about it. Okay, and of course, Planet 13 is the stock that I own that I'm up on already. And of course, part of this tailwind that drove the stock price higher was, of course, what I talked about, like the legalization, plus, of course, Reddit users. Okay. And I mean, over the year, it's been on such an incredible journey. And I mean, I will be holding this stock for some time to come. And it's based in Nevada too. Okay. So where, of course, it's already legal right there. So I'm definitely holding this stock. And this is definitely my second favorite pick. And so if you want to check out Planet 13, again, it trades on the Canadian Ventures Exchange or over-the-counter markets. So feel free to check it out. And again, I think that's it for me. Let me know what you think about my 2 top picks, which is Planet 13 and then TRUL. You know that word right there. I don't know if I'm actually allowed to say it. Hopefully soon. So yeah, let me know what you think about these picks. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Helps the YouTube algorithm tremendously. All right, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Have an amazing Friday, and maybe, you know, enjoy with some legal MJ, if you know what I mean, on this Friday. Take care, guys.